This week on Truck Gun Wars, we've got the MP5, the Springfield KUNA, and the Daniel Defense 9mm. Let's find out which ones suck the least, or maybe none of them suck at all. So this is a really good opportunity to check out the three of them, kind of side-by-side comparison, and see which one's the best, which one's the worst, our individual inputs on it. What's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and do they suck? Let's take them to the range, beat them up, and find out. So smooth, tons of gas. So smooth, this thing is so stinking flat. There's no muzzle lift at all to this. Fantastic. Gotta love it. The safety's a pain in the butt to get at with your right hand without like totally readjusting. This gun's a blast. Absolutely love it. I hope our bad guy doesn't get too hurt. And we're out of ammo. So in comparison to the MP5, it doesn't have the switch. Oh, switch. But I will say I like the trigger here better. It's more at home being an AR trigger. It's not 7.5 miles long like the MP5. It's a sharper, straight back recoil. I can actually cheek weld, which is nice, instead of like the MP5 because it's got a wire. I'm kind of going, what can I do here? Because I don't want to cheek weld a wire. Yeah, pretty smooth, pretty good. It's not as smooth as the MP5 though, no question.
Smooth.
In comparison, you can already tell first round that it's quicker, it's sharper. Like there's more muzzle lift and more straight back, and that might be a function of weight. I don't think it is, but because I think we're pretty close in weight. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a little, I feel like even though it's got more up and down, my follow-up shot's probably a little closer to on point. The front end is skinnier. This is the skinniest of the three. The Daniel gun has the most comfortable overall still. I like a little bit rounder profile, and this is definitely very rectangular-ish. I like that I can get that A&B safety to actually work and don't have to get off the gun to use it. It's the initial round, it's weird because it's the very first round that gets you more than the rest of them. I don't know why. Yeah, the follow-up shots are awesome with this gun. I know a lot of the first video that we did on the KUNA, people were like, wow, that can's loud, that's a gassy gun, what a turd.
What a gigantic turd.
I don't agree with really any of that stuff after shooting the three of them next to each other. When we do the three of them next to each other, this is the most well-mannered in those instances rather. We should have been running 147s in all of them, but I don't have any, so you get supersonics. And you get to deal with it. Oh, that last one did that bad guy in for sure. Okay, so the shooting experience is really great. I think there's less muzzle lift with this than compared to the KUNA. It's a little tricky to tell just because we're going from semi-auto to gun, but I will say the recoil impulse in my mind is less here than the KUNA. First shot was a lot more violent than the rest for both of this and this. Second shot was quick. MP5 compared to this, that way, MP5 is still a win on the second round. It's definitely a win on a gun because it's so smooth. This compared to the Daniel Defense, this trigger, believe it or not, I think is a little quicker than the Daniel's trigger, so that second round is a little faster. I like that the stock is 4th position. I'm a taller guy, so I'm gonna have it all the way out. Stocks weren't great on the KUNA, that brace, that folding brace. It's a nice design, it's a great design for what it is, but it's not as nice as the SP Tactical for cheek weld and functionality and flexibility and length and use. Folds nicer. I can't get this as short as the KUNA. I can't get this in my truck console like this, so it loses that version of that game. And the MP5 isn't going in there either. I like Daniel Defense grips way better than the MP5. I like that this has got some adjustment, doesn't grind into my face. The grip adjustment, not at all. The grip is what makes this gun sweet, because this is your trigger pack. This is what makes it full. This is what the owner of this gun spent like $35,000 getting. Which costs more than Joey's college. So I could play and you guys can watch and we can all have fun. Grip adjustment, AR grip on the Daniel. This one actually wins a little bit in that idea that it's more flexible and more adjustable. The Daniel Defense's grip is part of the trigger guard also. We don't have to worry about that. This is different piece. The tri-lug mount they had on that one was much better because it's quick on off instead of having to thread this potentially. If you had this in your center console, had to grab your suppressor, put it on. Again, for those small-time adventures, that tri-lug's a winner. We could tri-lug any of them, but just not how it's set up right now. The rail on top is super, super easy for mounting. Not like that MP5 where we've got to have a clamp deal and that stuff's gross. It's no good. This is the other gun that has built-in sights. The MP5 had built-in sights. The Daniel Defense does not have built-in sights. So lots of rail, built-in sights, 2 wins. We've got M-LOK up front. We've got M-LOK on the bottom a little bit. The Daniel gun had M-LOK the same way. The variant of the MP5 that we had is key mod, which is gross. Key mod's getting to be kind of obsolete. Not as easy to use. It's not as good as M-LOK, let's face it. M-LOK won for a reason. So you've got options for short rail sections. We can do, if we SBR'd this, you could do a vertical grip on there. There's enough room there. You could do a light on the side or on the bottom. A light on the bottom's not going to give you any room for hand. You're going to end up having to grab the mag, which is no bueno. Can't do that. Single point sling provisions. You can go to here, single point it. You can get a 2-point sling provision up here. The SB Tactical brace has quick disconnects on both sides, so you can get this thing and carry it really, really close. There is a single point sling adapter in there also. This is a short enough gun where that might be usable. On this platform specifically, I like that mag, everything is where I want it to be. I don't have to dig for buttons. I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going. Between the 3 of them, I like that these aren't a proprietary mag. With the MP5, you're still proprietary. There's lots of guys that make good mags, like KCI is making a really, really good mag for them. HK still makes mags. They're $1 billion, not for the poors. These, in my mind, are the winner for magazines. The KUNA's mags aren't going to be expensive, but these are CZ Scorpion mags. Actual CZ, like EV9 or EV35 or whatever Magpul calls them. Magpul makes them, CZ makes them. There's aftermarket guys besides Magpul. You don't need to look any further, but Magpul makes them. I like that about the mags. I like that these mags are, if you lose one, you're not going to cry. You don't have to explain to your wife how you have to sell one of your kids' like internal organs to buy a new one because it says HK on it.
I declare bankruptcy!
So this magazine out of the KUNA has done the worst of the 3 of them for sticking after suppressed fire. Notably a lot dirtier. Suppression gives you a lot more back pressure. Dwell time is back there. It's just gross, man. It does bad things. I shouldn't have to clean magazines ever, in my opinion. Clean the bolt carrier groups once every eon or so after renting them, not magazines. It's no bueno, can't do it. So Springfield, if you could do, I don't know, some sort of magical roller bearing or unicorn dust to pour on that little follower to make it run up and down all the time and keep the magazines clean, that'd be great. I don't know what it is, but mags, this is the worst I've ever had mags do in carbon fouling. For the financial difference between this and the Daniel, oof. That's something that I think should boil down to feel, and if you want to be able to buy CZ Scorpion mags, have a better feeling gun, God, I'm gonna stack this deck pretty bad, you're pretty quick. AR triggers, AR stocks, AR parts, good rail, nice comfortable feel, all American made and built, better be Daniel Defense. Hammer forged barrels, like there's a lot of good features going on for the Daniel. Does it justify almost double the price at MSRP to MSRP? You only live once. May as well get the one you like. Doesn't fold though. Got to give that to these guys. It folds. It folds really nice. Doesn't have any weird amount of thread hanging out up here. You can't, if you buy an MP5, I feel like you can look at your friends and kind of nose up a little bit and be like, I've got an MP5. This gun, you can say, oh, I got a Strybog, or No, that's a KUNA. That's what that is. It's a tough call. It really is a tough call. Good news is you can come to our spot and shoot them both and see if you like them before you buy them. Let's do a 3-way board comparison and see how they all do compared to each other. The shooting experience goes to the KUNA with all of the stuff that it's got going on versus the other ones, longer rails, shooting recoil impulse, less gas in the face maybe, that's arguably too. There was some off footage MP5 stuff that you guys didn't see where it was like I was living with Cheech and Chong. There was so much gas off that MP5. It was real bad there for a minute. Everything about it, just, it's slight, it's subtle, but it does go to the KUNA. Optic ready, goes to the KUNA. Longest rail, this is easy. This is like a math problem where we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 KUNA. That's how that works too. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 KUNA. The MP5 doesn't give us any reels to work with right out of the gate. The Daniel gives us a standard AR receiver, a small frame AR receiver to work with. Adjustable grip, the MP5 doesn't have one. It just doesn't. It's part of the trigger pack, like that's what it is. You're not gonna find extras. The Daniel and the KUNA both do good. This one goes to the Daniel though because we're more apt and more able to change that. It's an AR part, it's super easy. Yes, that one's an AR part too. We get more rail section up here and that was kind of the winning factors. We get more vertical rail. If you could put a vertical grip on there legally, it's the Daniel on this one. Extras, the Daniel's an AR, you're not gonna beat it for extras. The KUNA's brand new. Hopefully someday they have the aftermarket support that the Daniel does, but for today, the Daniel wins. So far, I'm not seeing a lot of MP5 up here. That's kind of scaring me a little bit. Carry score. Yeah, guess what? It's the KUNA again. We still don't have an MP5 up there, and it's hard. Oh God. The reason it wins is because it's short, it's foldable, it fits in a lot of really small areas. You got a center console in your Toyota Camry. I don't know if it fits there. I don't drive a Toyota Camry. Does it fill a need? Here's where things get interesting. The MP5 fills the need. It's filled the need for like 60 years. You still see executive security wearing them, using them, running them. Hopefully not while you're there because that means that's crowd control and you're part of the crowd. Wonderful gun, fills the need. It's legendary, that's all there is to it. The MP5 and all of its clones, not all of them are created equally, but if you go to an actual HK, the MP5, that's your guy. Does it suck? Absolutely not. If everything were equal and we could have full versions of everything, I'm not sure that this gun still wouldn't win. The MP5 for the win. Play a video game, they're in there. Watch a history movie, it's in there. Watch an 80s movie called Die Hard, it's in there. They're everywhere. This gun is just, it's the gun. It does everything it does pretty well, except for optics and affordability and some flexibility in optic mounts, and there's some things. Really what it is, guys, the KUNA, I would say the KUNA, it is the winner today. If you do the math here, it's 3-2 to 2. The KUNA wins. And the reason the KUNA wins, all the little stuff, little baby stuff. Get the magazine fixed, there's gonna be more KUNAs up there. I think this gun is poised really, really well to take over for an MP5 if they can get if HS Products in Springfield can get that traction. The KUNA for the win. I was actually kind of surprised with the answer myself because I go through these categories and then I land here and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't math good at all. The KUNA won that, didn't it? But now you know. KUNA, you should come shoot it at the range of Waterloo and shoot it next to the Daniel Defense and see what your thoughts are. You've got a gun that's got old technology, a gun that's got new technology, and one that doesn't exist here anymore because that guy had to take it home. But come shoot it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Keep watching us. I'll be home soon, honey. This will probably be the last video. You never know. Nobody likes and subscribes, so. Thanks for watching, Mom, and Dad, and my kids probably don't even watch these things, so please like and subscribe. It'll make me feel good about myself and keep doing them. It'd be great. I can quit these awkward long monologues about how you should like and subscribe. If you just like and subscribe, now I'm spitting stuff because I'm so upset. So just like and subscribe. Oh, don't think about zebras for 5 minutes. And you're ready? Yeah, go ahead. All right. Because you gotta slap it. Let's see if it works. So smooth. Tons of gas. So smooth. This thing is so stinking flat. This makes that Beretta look like it doesn't have any gas.